Hey everybody, it's Eddie J on Crypto for GrowMyBag.tv. I hope you're having a good one. What's good, what's good, what's good? Yeah, we got a lot going on. We do. But if you're like Mr. Big and myself, yours truly, hopefully you've had a little bit of luck playing the volatility. What's tonight's question? Tonight's question is, what company just increased its U.S. Treasury holdings to $120 billion? Yeah, that's it's pretty significant. That's pretty significant. It's more than some countries. I'll tell you that. It's a little less than half of what Hong Kong holds. I believe they hold about 255 billion. So yeah, a company. Just saying. What else is going on tonight? Strategy, formerly known as MicroStrategy, reported a $5.8 billion Bitcoin gain year to date with a 13.7% BTC yield and raised its 2025 BTC gain target to $15 billion. Yeah. So, yeah, that's interesting. There are a lot of companies out there that are changing their direction and moving in the direction of strategy. Bold name change, by the way. Bold name change. Because basically they're saying they are the strategy. I don't think people took it like that when they first did it. Or that they have one hell of a strategy, but they do. They do, and there are a number of companies out there that are following suit. Mr. Big, what's good? And you haven't answered my question, sir. I'm gonna have to cut you off because you haven't answered. You know what? Just go to the corner. Just go to the corner. Stay there. No beer, no nothing, no chasers, nothing. You get dry. It's a dry corner. Just go in the dry corner since you didn't answer me. Big bagger not answering a simple question like that. Hurt my feelings. What else do we have? We have 21 shares. 21 shares. Let me rephrase. They did a study and they came out with a report that says that adding 1%, like making their weight 1% Dogecoin, the rest Bitcoin, increases their return from 7.25% to 8.95%. Go figure. What's up, Paula? Thank you for letting me know that you invested in yourself. And I'm like, wow, that's actually pretty interesting. Because, there is a mixture that people have for their bags. I don't think they realize or understand or even manage to that mixture. Right? Like I know people that say I've got 10% of Bitcoin, and if the value of Bitcoin goes up, they adjust it so that Bitcoin is still only 10% of their whole portfolio or whatever percentage it is. But they manage each piece to its respective percentage to maintain that wallet's, that bag's, mixture. And I'm like, wow, that's big. That's big. That's management of money, management of value. And it's a good idea. I mean, I manage my slots, right? I manage my slots and I don't feel like I've built up enough in each one of my slots to be able to say, I'm going to hold this mix. Sometimes I have a dollar amount in mind, but I really don't have a kind of mixture to it. Like this one gets 10%, this one gets 5, this one gets 30, this one, I don't have that. I do not have that. And, not for nothing, I've been thinking about doing something like that for a while. But I would need to have a calculator running all the time that shows me the change in those percentages for that and then just handle it. I mean, I could build a bot for that. I can build a bot for that. I told you guys the other day that there's a wallet that's specifically made for AI agents. I could literally do the math and have a bot handle all of those trades to keep my mixture. I could literally do that. And it's actually interesting. Or at least to me, it's interesting. I've thought of it as interesting. So I do think about it from time to time, doing some crazy stuff like that. But that's just me. That's just me. What else do we have going on? We've got the CIA, a CIA Deputy Director, Michael Ellis. He's confirmed that the U.S. uses Bitcoin as a tool for intelligence and economic leverage. I mean, it's as if we didn't know, we didn't realize. It's almost stating the obvious, but the fact that you stated it, right? Doesn't that I don't think I would ever say something like that out loud. So I found it rather amazing, holding the world's largest, BTC reserve, mostly seized, because it's not a reserve. They're seizures. Okay. Can't call it. It's not a reserve. They're just holding what they've seized. While targeting adversaries and criminal networks. It's actually a smart move. Could I turn myself up some? No, I cannot. I'm very loud. That's not me. That's you. I don't think I can do that. Like I can't. Your volume is your volume. I can see how loud I am right now. Like I should be backing up. That's how loud I am. Mr. Big, how do I sound to you? Paula, how do I sound to you? Because literally I can't turn up your volume. Like from here, I can see that I'm really loud. Once it hits YouTube, like once it hits the webs out there, I can't do anything about that. I can control your volume coming to me. Not trying to be funny. I'm serious. I wish I could fix it, but I think this time it's you. Thanks, Mr. Big. My headphone was. So you try to get me to fix your PEBCAC problem? Okay, got it. Now I understand, sir. I see how it is. You can take your little behind to the corner too. Trying to blame me for something that you done did. You know what? I'm going to tell my mother that you tried to do that. You deal with her. Picking on her favorite child. So yeah, I'm perplexed that the CIA would do something like that. But it's not to be surprised. I put a note out, I didn't put a note out. I reached out to one of my friends today and I told him, I said, on YouTube, we had just today, we had 50 different posts about this one coin. This one coin. No, I'm not going to say the name because I don't want you people going to look it up and getting, making it popular. And basically, I blocked the coin. So I had blocked the coin before as one word. It's really 3 words. So I had blocked it with one word. Now I put the 3 words in and I've blocked it that way as well because it's definitely a scam. It's absolutely a scam. And I'm not going to put it out there so everybody can sit there and go, oh, he must have been talking really good about it. No. We're not making mistakes like that. Nope. I'll probably tell the big baggers 1 week from Sunday when we have our private big bagger meeting. Because we share information like that. But I'm not going to just spew it out there for everybody. Because you will have people, like when I create the clips, there'll be a clip and it'll seem like I'm talking favorably about this coin. And I'll be like, nah. And it'll really tick me off. So no. I can't believe that we only have 2 votes. We only have 2 votes in. What company just increased U.S. Treasury holdings, increased their U.S. Treasury holdings to $120 billion? Can't believe we only have 2 votes. Y'all are hurting my feelings. I'm gonna crawl underneath my desk and cry. What else is going on? What other good news do we have? We've got Coinbase will suspend Move. That crew movement, yeah, they're going to suspend them, and it's going to happen May 15th. And I'm sitting here and I'm saying to myself, nobody should be surprised. Nobody should be surprised. They got wrecked by this company, by this market maker, Rentec. I reported that a while ago, a few weeks ago. Movement Labs also plans a buyback and a strategic reserve amid community concerns. But that's a major setback to get kicked off of Coinbase, because you know how hard it's going to be to get back on. That's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. Because remember, that was that whole thing where they thought it was another one where they thought that the insiders were in it. It's a mess. It's a mess. So I'm like, yeah, nah, I'm not getting involved with that one. I'm going to leave that alone for a little bit. I'll leave that alone. Oh, snap. Bianca is in the house. I haven't invested in myself yet, but will invest in myself later. That's what's up. I have your word. I have your word. Just saying. I'm just saying it like that. And there's another coin that I'm not big on. I'm not big on this coin at all. At all. WorldCoin. Some of you might like it. And I'll give you some reasons why some of you might like it in a moment. But some of you might like it. But they're opening up 6 different locations in the United States. Yep, they're here. And it's the one that scans your eyeball to make sure you're a human. Amazeballs. You know what you could use it for? This is what's really funny. I can't believe I'm actually going to say this. Oh. Just looking at it, it's funny to me. You can use it for crypto loans. You can use it for a Visa card. And you can use it. You can use it for Tinder ID, for a Tinder ID. Yeah. So for those of you that have been dying to prove that you're real on Tinder, you can get WorldCoin and you can use it as a Tinder ID. Yeah. Yeah. Not for nothing. As a joke, one of my friends and I, used to keep a list of fake profiles across several different, because we were thinking about doing it as a business, and so we started making a list of fake profiles, and we did it across several different dating apps, at the time dating sites, right? And there were so many, and we started to pick out like how the scammers were doing it, like how they'd be able to tell which ones were which. Some of them, the women were wearing roses and tulips. They had the XX and they had the GG. They had the TY. Yeah, there is a method to their madness. But when you see 50 different names with the same kind of naming convention, you see 80 different images with the same kind of setup. You're like, yeah. So I have to say that it's actually a brilliant use case. It's a brilliant use case because you have other services out there that will put you on blast. Like you can take a profile from a dating site and put it into this website and it'll tell you if this person has anybody dated this person and give you all kinds of feedback and stuff. Yeah. Yep. You could do that. So WorldCoin can be used to I know. It's hilarious. It's useful. That use case is useful. Hilarious though. Absolutely. It's crazy. Yeah, I'm not doing that. Mr. Big is trying to get me in trouble. Man, this was eons ago that we were going to do this. There were just so many fake profiles that it wasn't funny. We couldn't nail it. I mean, now with automation and stuff, you might be able to, but it would still be really, really tough. And then, so it was an investment. We were this far away from actually launching it as an investment. And then we decided, yeah, nah, We're not going to do that. This other company actually, like I said, they did something different. And we had contemplated doing it that way as well, but the legal risks. I mean, think about what you're doing. You're taking somebody's image and putting it into this database along with other information about this person, and it's just out there. And I was like, yeah, I don't think I'm going to play that game. I don't think I want to play that game. Because that attacks your reputation, and that could be a problem. Basically, it was like you're doxing dates basically. No, I don't think I want to do that. I don't want to do that. I don't know these people's situations. That wouldn't be cool. So not a good investment. So we walked away from that investment. We have a process where we'll each come to the table with different ideas, and so I'll come with my idea, and so I will obviously fight for my idea, and he will play devil's advocate. Then we switch sides, and he will fight for the idea, and I'll play devil's advocate. And if it wins, like if we can build it back up after ripping it down, if we can build it back up, it goes on the viable list. Like we say, okay, that one could work. And then based on that list, we'll actually prioritize the stuff that we want to do. And it can be stuff that we're going to do directly, or we'll just give away to somebody else. They can run with that business. Like it's a viable business, but it doesn't hit our business parameters. What I'm describing to you is our profit margin and our risk matrix. That's what I'm describing to you. So when you sit there and you kind of go, where is he going with this? When you do your investments, I'm expecting you to understand. I'm expecting you to do your own research, which I just described to you. I'm expecting you to understand your entries and exits, which I just described to you. And I'm expecting you to absolutely invest deliberately, which I also just described to you, just in a business situation versus stocks or crypto. You know what I mean? Demonstrating to you that you can apply this across all of your investment opportunities. You can apply the GMB3 across all of your investment opportunities. That's why I went through that whole long tirade. Hope it helps. I hope it helps. But yeah, I mean, even this business, because it's a business. I'm sitting here shooting videos. I shoot videos in the morning, shoot videos in the afternoon, shoot videos at night. I'm doing all the editing. I'm doing all this stuff. It's a business. It's a business. Yes, I do it for my kids. Still a business. Still a business. Whether I'm doing it for my kids or not, still a business. I had to weigh that. And at first, it wasn't going to be a business. It was just going to be straight up just shooting videos for my kids. I have my own entertainment server, and I was just going to put it up on the server, and kids can watch it whenever they want to watch it. And then somebody said, why don't you just put it on YouTube? You're putting in all that effort. You might as well just put it on YouTube. You still put it on your server, which I do, but you should put it on YouTube. That's how it got started. That's how all of this got started. And that's how I started doing all this work. That's why sometimes I look awake and sometimes I don't. Every now and then I've got to take a 15-minute power nap to catch up during the day. And today was not a good day. Today was not a good day. I was fighting with technology today. It was not a lot of fun. But, we're getting stuff done. Now, that business model from Sam Altman, when it first came out, I really, really, really did not like it. I still don't like it. But I can understand why other people would want to invest in it. Because it's nothing now. But when you go to the airport, what happens when you go to the airport? You have all kinds of IDs that you can use to get on planes, get off planes, all that stuff. This is where it's going. You've got you have other biometric scans that happen when you go to the airport. You want to know the first time that I actually saw that, like, visually? What was that movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger? Not Running Man, not Terminator. The other one, where he's like the secret agent. That one. Where they're scanning you for you to be able to travel. I have a funny feeling that WorldCoin is ahead of its time. I'm big on qubits. Do understand that I can research. Yeah. Well, so when you're doing your research, that's why you keep researching, so you can keep seeing what's going on. And hopefully you're taking in that information and you're trying to use it to project where you think it's going to go. I mean, nobody's 100%, right? In case you didn't realize, people are chatting and I'm reading the chats. They may use rolling blackouts for, I don't know who they is. What do you mean they may use rolling blackouts for bank holidays? Where is that even coming from? Not sure what that means for bank holidays. Banks, I was talking to somebody today about banks and getting into crypto. So I'm really lost about okay. Oh, Ham's house. So why don't I like it? I don't like biometrics. I don't like anything that's going to store my information, my personal information. I don't like that. I don't have sovereignty over it. And that's something that is absolutely, holding your personal information. Your fingerprints are one thing, but I can duplicate this. It's harder to duplicate this. But they're storing it. And the question is, well, what else are you using it for? All these companies that say, oh, we're not using it for anything. We're not using it for anything. Yeah, they're using it for stuff. It's a data grab. You're paying them to take your information. 23andMe and all these other companies that were doing that whole thing. Yeah, nah. Yeah, I don't like any of that stuff. Yep. Spain and Portugal have had power outages for the past couple of days. Yep. Okay, but that's news that doesn't affect my bag directly, even indirectly. So yeah, I don't follow that. I saw it, wasn't paying attention to it like at all. Except there are infrastructure opportunities there, probably job opportunities there. If you are a digital nomad living there, you've got problems. You see what I mean? So it doesn't affect my bags where I'd be talking about it here. It affects, well, do I want to move to Spain? There are a lot of people that want to move to Spain. I told you my accountant is going to be moving to Spain. I bet you she's thinking about that right now. I bet you she's thinking about it right now. But yeah, tens of millions of people are out, don't have power. And I'm just wondering, like, solar, like if you think about it, there are a lot of business opportunities because of this. But now think about the banks that would be affected that are out there. Santander. I've never known how to pronounce that name. And I have a friend that lives next door and he's a bigwig. Still don't know how to pronounce that bank's name. But how does that get affected? Are they down? Well, that's weird. I heard something and I thought my dog was over there, but he's not. That's crazy weird. I think biometrics are good for crypto wallets, but I think it's centralized. It is centralized. Now, hold on a second. If I could have a crypto wallet, don't even say crypto wallet. If I could have a wallet that ties to my biometrics, but it's stored locally, okay, now we're talking about something. But if there's a way for a company to go in through a back door to get it, yeah, no, I'm not down with that. I'm not liking it. Even though that's eventually I'm going to have to succumb to it, I'm not liking it. I'm not liking that idea. ECO Flow makes a $300 kit that has a battery, inverter, and a panel. People can't even use a phone. Yeah, they can't even use a phone. So it does have to do with my bag. I can get online. You people are typing too fast. I can get online to use my crypto in a power down. Not really. Not if the other side cannot. You'd be able to, so you'd be able to power your phone, but is your phone connected to the internet if there's a power outage? No. Unless you've got a satellite phone and you're connecting to a satellite, that might do it. If you power your phone or power whatever device you're using and it's going to talk to the satellite, that could work. But yeah, no, because they have to be able to accept it. I mean, you could send it, but you'd have to be able to show them the confirmation, and they're going to be like, well, I don't trust your phone. You know what I mean? It's one of those kinds of deals. That is a drawback. But that would be a drawback for credit cards. That would be a drawback for every kind of electronic money transfer. The only thing that would work then is cash. And who walks around with cash? Yeah, but you still have to be able to get. So I was responsible for the East Coast. I was a program manager for the East Coast for the old Time Warner cable system, right? And we had that power outage. What was it, back in 2008, something like that? No, it was before that. Whenever. We had that power outage. And the problem with the power outage was we had to get power to all the generators. We had to get fuel to all the generators. Those things are only as good as you getting, energy to them. So it's not like, we just do that. Like, no, we literally hijacked a truck. He was making deliveries. We literally hijacked a truck, called his dispatch and say, we're going to keep this truck. How much do you want? We paid them 3 times what was in the truck. Inconvenienced a whole bunch of other people. But we took that truck, drove it around the city so Time Warner cable wouldn't go down. True story. There are a few people that know about that. True story. Myself, my boy James, we were both working at that place. As a matter of fact, I reported to James. And that's what we did. So yeah, it's not as easy as you think to do that. And gas pumps don't work without electricity. You've got to have some kind of manual thing. That's why a lot of spots are moving to wind or solar and a battery system, so that if the power goes out, those things can stay up for a period of time. Yeah. That's why I'm going solar. I'm going solar in a big way. I'll be producing, on average, 109% of the power consumption of my house. And I've got 3 EVs up in here. So yeah. With 3 EVs, I'm going to make 109. I'm going to produce 109%. Oh yeah, I'm off to the races with that. Definitely. I'm thinking about doing, adding a HAWT system, HAWT, horizontal. It's a horizontal I forgot what the A stands for, wind turbine. So I'm thinking about doing that. The U.S. grid is crazy outdated. So there's a push right now where, and I'm saying this because to me it's an investment opportunity. I was talking to a solar guy. The solar guy I was talking to, his brother has a new solar patent, but it's not going to be here for another 20 years or something like that. Him and his boys created a new solar way to capture solar energy, and you can fold it on anything. It's a material that you can fold across anything. Drive your car is folded. It's folded around your car, and your car is just collecting, solar energy. Yeah, like that. But there's a new push going across the country. Where they really do want you to get the batteries in your house so that you can produce your own power and store it in batteries. Yes, you're pushing into whatever grid you're in, but they're looking to push that all out. And remember when I told you a while ago that the big companies want you to live a rentable life? That's basically what they're doing with the solar panels. They're telling you you're renting those solar panels. Very few companies will tell you, oh, you're going to buy it. Kind of a big deal. It's kind of a big deal. How can my dad keep his sermons to him? I don't know what that means. 2023, we had two events for a week. Each I'm at a loss. I don't understand that sentence. Batteries are mad expensive. The system that they produced for me was like 2 batteries. 2 massive. What's even more disgusting is they were Tesla batteries. So that was a hell no to begin with. It was a hell no. I was like, no, I'll wait. Because the way it's operating in this country is as if Tesla is the only company that makes batteries, and they're not. You leave this country, there are so many other battery manufacturers. And I was like, yeah, nah, I'm good off that. I'm not putting Tesla in my house. Because there's a system that connects to Tesla that gives them all the reports on your battery. And I was just kind of like, why do I need that? My battery is for my own personal use. If there's a system that it's going to connect to, it should be on my phone, not connecting to any place except to me. So I've got cameras all around my house. They don't connect to the internet. They connect to a server. It connects to the internet. Like, I keep everything. You know what I mean? So yeah, no. I can't look up in comments. There's too many comments. I'm not doing that. That's too much. You guys just type too fast. And just so you guys know, I have to read when I see the comments move, I have to read those comments real fast, because the more comments that come, I can only scroll up, but so much. Doesn't that suck? Yeah. It definitely sucks. But if you actually need tech help, you should email me. You should email me. That's probably the best way to do it. I'm still have more news. So this one troubles me a bit. So a new stablecoin comes out. A new stablecoin comes out, and remember the stablecoin I was talking about the other day, USD1, and it had gone over $1 billion. And I showed you that article was untrue because you looked at the coin and it was nowhere near that. Well, there's a new event that happened. Apparently, Abu Dhabi went out and snatched that coin for an investment in Binance. Now, it does run on BNB chain, but I was having a major problem trying to understand. So it was a $2 billion deal. But they used this token, they used that stablecoin, USD1, to make the investment in Binance. And it was reported on Reuters. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's true. And I'm sitting there and I'm just like, why? Is that really an investment in Binance just because it runs on the chain? Like, how does that work? So you take $2 billion and you put it into USD1, and then you send that USD1 to Binance? There's nothing about that transaction that makes it sound feasible. Not feasible, real to me. Or necessary. It's Abu Dhabi. It's Abu Dhabi. And so, Hutanic, why not use any coin? But you chose a brand new stablecoin. It's been on the market for a month and a half? Came out middle of March, month and a half. It's May 1st. Like, seriously, how does that work in your head? I'm going to buy into this coin that it's nothing. Except that it's tied to the current president of the United States. I don't even understand that business. Again, That's more than brown nosing, dude. There's something really fishy about that. Someone brought up last night. Yeah, it was Abu Dhabi. That's MGX is Abu Dhabi. MGX Investments. That's more than brown nosing. That's more than brown nosing. That is very fishy to me. I mean, you if you wanted to start from the bottom, you've got DAI, you've got PayPal, you've got RLUSD, you've got USDT, you've got USDC. There are so many stable coins that you could have used, but you chose the brand new one by the company that's directly tied to the current regime. What? That's more than brown nosing. There's something shady going on right there. You cannot tell me that there's nothing shady going on in that deal. That's like mad shady. Ham's house, you go to the corner because I can hear you giggling. You go to the corner. I can hear you giggling. I can hear it from here. I can hear it from here, sir. You don't argue with me. Just go straight to the corner. Yep. No, that's not why. There's, but that's Dubai. Like, again, there are a lot of ways that you can try to curry favor with the current regime. His coin, his wife's coin, his son's coin, USD1. There are a lot of ways that you could try to curry favor. I will say this. They didn't have to say anything. That transaction could have just happened. But what does it do? What does that transaction do? It immediately catapulted that coin. It immediately catapulted that coin to have a market cap of $2 billion. $2 billion. Like, what? How's that work in your head? Hold on, let me bring that up. There you go. So, a market cap of $2.12 billion with a volume of 17.06 million. It's down, obviously. So it was recorded at some point, right? That volume was recorded at some point. And don't forget, when it first came out, it had, it had dropped a little bit. It's not, I wouldn't call it depegging. It wasn't depegging, but I'm when I look at the volume over the past year, actually, you know what? I'm being an idiot. Let me not be an idiot. How about we do this? Yeah. Just so you can see my ugly mug. This is it for the past year. I'm sorry, past month. Let's do it for the past year and get it out there. So it would do 1 year, but it's only been out since. Yeah, right there. Just where's the volume? Yeah, they were out there and they were talking about the new tower in Dubai. Yeah, that's right. But remember, they don't actually build. They lease out their name. They lease out the name. So, again, there are a lot of ways that you could there are a lot of avenues that you can use to curry favor. And when I look at this deal just does not smell right to me. It does not smell right. Because like I said, there are so many different coins out there that you could have used. You chose this one. And now because of that, it's now got a market cap of right there, 2.12 billion. Yeah. Yeah. And so now I want to know, is this coin compliant with the coming stable coin, with the bills that are out there right now? Are they compliant with these bills? If they were to become law, would they be compliant? I'm kind of like, like, and so if you've got to have, and also you make money off the transaction, right? Just like Tether, nothing wrong with that. You make money off the transaction. So how's that work for you? I mean, is it me? Am I the one that's going insane? Am I the one that's going nuts? I don't think so. That's what we're doing here. See, I remember to take my picture off. See, watch. See, I remember to take my picture off. What is in question? The volume or the ethics? Both. Both. Where's the volume? $2 billion. Where's the volume? The ethics? Oh, the ethics are definitely in question. But let's push the ethics to the side. Are they in any way compliant? If you can't see the volume, it is a private blockchain then. But it's not. It's not. So what'd you do? You minted a bunch of coins and sent it from this address to that address and then made an announcement? And then they sent you money? And is that money now going to go sit in escrow because you've got to have a 1-to-1 either dollar or U.S. Treasuries according to some of these bills? Oh, and who's auditing? Who's auditing that? But it's not just the ethics. It's, can I trust this coin? It's, can I trust this coin? Because remember what I said, you have banks coming out with their own stable coins. You've got new stable coins that are out there. What's the use case for a bank to have its own stable coin? Who's trading on it? When you look at that coin, go back and look up that coin. It's only trading on PancakeSwap and Uniswap. Yo, Hutanic, you're evil. You got on here tonight and you chose violence. AI agents are on a comeback this week. AI agents, are they on a comeback? I don't know if I call it a comeback. They've been here for years. I'm sorry. I was having a flashback. I don't know that I would call it a comeback. I think that, with regard to AI and its tie to crypto, I think what you're getting is a taste of the future. I literally, earlier this evening, I even told you about how I could have an agent maintain my mixture for all my coins. Like, I could set it and forget it. I could just say, make this 10%, make that 5%, make this 3%, make this 20%. I could literally do that and have an agent automatically maintain that structure. You're only seeing the beginning. You're only seeing the beginning. I mean, you already have bots out there that are doing all kinds of things. But that to me is a bot, not necessarily just AI. Because the way I would build it is I would have AI analyze the news that's coming in. See, Ham's house got it. My man. So I would have it analyze the news that's coming in. And there are already, applications that do this. All of the big houses, even all the little houses, this is what they do. So it's out there. You should have left the message. That was perfect. That was exactly what I was referencing. And those agents right now they're called risk management systems. That's what they do. It's just that AI now can analyze even more data and come up with better information based on all the news. It can project, oh, we've got, Hutana came out and said, what was it, early last month? Hutana was like, well, we have a fleet going into the Red Sea. Well, this AI agent would then take all that information and be like, so what are the possibilities of a US fleet going into the Red Sea? What could it possibly impact? Oh, it's going to possibly impact oil. It'll possibly impact trade. And it'll go through all of that and come out with all these risk numbers. It's just that the technology is better now. So I think what you're getting is some of these companies have had AI, because what we really have is not AI. There's stochastic, algorithms and stuff like that. But yeah, you sit back and you think about what's going on. What you're looking at is the future coming dead at you. Think about how you would leverage AI to help you manage your books, help you manage your bags. Have AI come at you and not just run calculations like most of these tools that are out there, but actually come at you and say, based on the movement of this and the news of that, the chances of this particular coin going up is this. You're talking about putting that major company, that major institutional level analysis in the hands of regular people. Aha. History always repeats. Currency wars, then trade wars, then kinetic wars. Rinse and repeat. Maybe we break that cycle. I told you guys earlier. I told you guys mid last month. Everybody's at war with North Korea because North Korea is at war with everyone else. It's just a digital war. And the only way that you're going to beat North Korea to doing this is their agents are around the world. They're going to the level of setting up businesses, legit businesses. Well, not legit, but seemingly legit businesses to drop software on GitHub that developers use, that now they can control what's going on. And yeah, they're going to that level. I told you about that like a couple of weeks ago. It's no joke. So when you look at AI agents, there's a plus and there's a minus, and North Korea is all over that minus side. They're all over that minus side. And AI can do a lot. Don't just think about AI as, oh, it can do calculations, it can do that. AI is being used to copy your voice. To a point where you can't tell that it's not you. The video is almost impeccable that it can copy you speaking, your mannerisms, all of that. So when I go like this, when I go like that and I say, oh, it's time to look at the numbers. Yeah, I can do it. We've tested it. Yeah. It's serious. So when you're looking at new tech, don't just be looking at new tech for the sake of investment. Be looking at new tech about how it can be used, good and bad. So if you're looking at agents that are out there, most of the trades that happen out there right now, most of the stock trades that are happening right now, it's very seldom run by a human being. Human being reviews what the computer's doing, but the computer's just going. Yeah. It's crazy. I mean, yeah, you do have humans that are doing stock trades and that kind of stuff. But the big houses, they've got software to do that. They've got software to do that. I know of a company that my brother used to be CIO of, well, CTO of, and they have AI agents that that do that, and they call it the secret sauce. No, I cannot say the company name, but yeah, they call it the secret sauce. It's no joke. It's no joke. So yeah, are they making a comeback? I think AI is one of those things that I think AI and crypto are just one of those spaces where it's better than a hit or miss. I'm weighing things in certain spaces like D-pins, AI, crypto, and I'm weighing them as direct investments. And I'm also weighing them up against how can they be used in small and medium-sized businesses, because you better believe that big business is already all over it. I consult a big business now, and I'm helping to manage an AI implementation that's going to make them run more efficiently. Yeah. It'll save a lot of person hours. So yeah, AI is no joke. Is it going to make a comeback? Big time. Big time. I wasn't joking when I said it. Don't call it a comeback. It's been here for years. It's just that it's never been in regular people's hands. I can walk in the door and I can have my team review your business processes and everything else and start to build out, leverage AI, automation, distributed technology to gather information, agents, to better understand and help you leverage your own company's data. How do you make money off of that? You start looking at the AI projects. You start looking at the, at the different crypto projects. You start looking at the different, automation projects that are out there. You start looking at all those different things. People are so hyper focused on crypto that I keep trying to remind everybody that, hey, there's more out there than just crypto. How can I use crypto? How can I use blockchain technology? NFTs, memes, crypto, it's all blockchain technology. It's all Web3. How can I leverage Web3 for, the betterment of my country, my business, my family, blah, 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 blah. So do your own research, know your entries and exits, and absolutely invest deliberately. And by the way, back to that story I was telling you earlier, where I walked away from, or my boy and I walked away from doing that business, that is a part of absolutely investing deliberately. Investing isn't just the act of putting money in, putting effort in. It's also the act of pulling it out. And it's also the act of avoiding. So we chose to walk away from that idea. Is it viable? Yeah, it is. Was it ahead of its time? Sort of, yes. Does the technology exist now where we'd be able to do that business more efficiently? Yes. Is it worth the squeeze? Is the juice worth the squeeze right now? No. Because we have other ideas that supersede that, so it doesn't meet our parameters. So your return on investment, time, money, energy, all that stuff. Your heart, maybe it's about love. Your return on investment and your risk framework help you get there. That's how you do your own research, know your entries and exits, and absolutely invest deliberately. Take all of that, put it together. That's what we're talking about. That's literally what we're talking about. Anyway, let me close out this question. What company just increased its U.S. Treasury holding to $120 billion? Was it Coinbase? Was it Robinhood? Was it Fidelity? I can't freaking believe that Fidelity got votes at all. Usually Fidelity gets no votes. And other. It is Tether. It is Tether. So imagine Tether is holding $120 billion of U.S. debt. I want you to stop and think about this. So, because I can't go yet without saying this. So what did Japan do when tariffs came out? We're like, oh, that's the game you want to play? Oh, okay. So they dumped $50 billion in U.S. debt. Like that. Oh, that changed the conversation real fast, didn't it? That's right, Holmes House. I tricked you. That was the whole point. I need you to know. I need to know that you people are doing your research. You're investing in yourselves. That's a part of investing in yourself. Sometimes I give you the answer and the three choices, and then I say other, and other times I don't. But they dropped $50 billion in U.S. debt. They just dumped it. That was a true FAFO moment for the United States. A FAFO moment. And then, supposedly the new regime has blinked and made a phone call to China. I reported that this morning. But so imagine Tether right now. Tether just bought another, I think it was another $30 billion. They had 90. So imagine they have enough. They have enough to have the same effect on the United States as Japan. Except Japan can actually say, oh, we can do this for a long time because they hold over $1 trillion worth of U.S. debt. Yeah, I believe it is more now. When I first posted about this a couple of weeks ago, it was a little over 1 trillion. I think it was like 1,095,000,000, something like that. And then everybody's looking at China and they're saying, oh, well, China only has 750, I think, billion dollars of U.S. debt, be somewhere between 700 and 750. And I keep saying, and so did you forget about Hong Kong? Hong Kong has about $255 billion of U.S. debt. When I first came out with the question tonight, I said, Hong Kong has $255 billion of U.S. debt. And that it's little more than 2x what Tether now holds. A company. Even better, a non-U.S. company, because Berkshire Hathaway has a ton of U.S. debt that it's holding on its books. That's where they run. So when you think about all of that, contemplate that. This one company has $120 billion worth of U.S. debt, and they can flex on the United States and be like, we want a better trade deal. Imagine. Months ago, I said, I don't know why the U.S. is gunning for Tether so much. They work with, law enforcement, and at the time, they held $90 billion of U.S. debt. Just saying. There comes a point. If they wanted to, they could buy. They earn about, $4 billion a quarter. So imagine $16 billion a year. $16 billion a year in profit. Tether has more profit than more than half the companies that are out there. But imagine they could just keep buying U.S. debt. Buy. It's no joke. Hong Kong and Singapore dollar could dump and never blink. The yuan will the yuan will definitely take a hit. But yeah, Singapore, they'd be like, yeah, okay. There's some countries we cannot mess with. And Japan was like, you better make sure we're on that do not mess with list. You better make sure. Yeah, we've got some manufacturing going on in Mexico, but we actually manufacture a lot of our vehicles in the United States. Yeah. A lot of foreign car companies manufacture in Mexico and then pump to the United States. And that's something that needs to stop too. But you have a lot of car companies that are like, we have manufacturing facilities within your country. We shouldn't have to deal with that. Why are you coming at us? You have the largest consumption rate in the world. How could you possibly think that your country can create or manufacture all that it consumes? Yeah. Just saying. What was that, Hutana? With UPI? But I can look out onto the golf course and I can see that, there's a caddy and then there's an electronic caddy. That's right, a non-human, a robot following you around the golf course, carrying your golf clubs instead of a real live caddy. Yep, UBI. There you go. See, this is why you're in the corner. I see you. This is why you're in the corner. Anyway, everybody, this is Eddie J on Crypto for GrowMyBag.tv. Hope you like what I'm doing. If you do me a favor, smash the likes. Tell your friends about us. This is a completely different kind of community than every place else. We've got a lot of stuff going on. We've got all our shows. We've got a great community. We all come to help each other learn how to do things like invest. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your patience. And as always, thank you for your trust. Thank you for your trust, really. I appreciate all of you. Have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.